Ready to create a quick and unique base with prehistoric paradise vibes? Then let's jump back to the Jurassic. Hi everyone, I'm Shy Sloth and welcome to my channel where you'll find fun and easy camp builds. Today we're creating a Jurassic theme base that even Alan Grant would appreciate.
Spared no expense.
It will be a floating base sitting on the backs of 2 dinosaurs. So let's get into it. Alright, so we are going to be building in the Toxic Valley today, outside of Wavy Village, because there's a cool set of bones here. You're going to want to make sure that you set your camp box down on the back of the tail so that we are able to keep the dino bones at the center of our build. And these are actually whale bones from the Fallout 4 DLC Bar Harbor, which is kind of cool. So we're going to have those at the center of our base. So I'm going to go ahead now and get the dinos placed first. So we're going to do the Bronto, and the Bronto can be a bit challenging to place, but for this build I found that if you kind of line the tail up with that radiation barrel, kind of like keep the barrel in the middle of the tail and then have it sort of looking off in the distance to the mountains, that's basically where we're going to want to have it for this build so that we can get everything centered around the whale bones. Yeah, I think that should be pretty good. Okay, so now I think I'm going to go ahead and get the Rex placed. And the Rex, I'm just going to kind of line up with the skull of the whale. Yeah, just about there is pretty good. And that way you can also kind of see it lines up fairly well with the Bronto. That way the base will be able to go across their backs at the same point. Yeah, perfect. And it's okay when you set them down, it's slightly off for the most part. As long as you put the foundation in the correct spot, which we'll get to in a minute, you'll be able to create the base how you want. Okay, so now we're going to place the wooden foundation, and this is what's going to line up our entire base. I will say things get a bit wonky here, but I'll do my best to explain what we need to do to create the floating base vibe that we're going for. Okay, so when we're placing this, we just want to make sure that we line the inner edge of the foundation up with the whale skull, and that way the bones can maintain the correct area in the middle of our base. Yeah, so that looks about right. Perfect. Okay, so now comes the wonky part. So we're going to have to go ahead and we're going to place 3 walls on top of each other. And then that's going to allow us to create the floating base that we're going to want, because we'll be able to delete these walls when we're done. So we're going to go ahead and attach greenhouse roofs to the wall. We're going to put a couple on each side, and we're actually working on the roof of the base first because that will be a bit easier. So we're going to place 2 rows of 4 of the flat greenhouse roofs, and then we're going to grab our slanted greenhouse roofs, and we're going to place 2 on each side. Yep, there we go. And then we're actually going to use the rustic greenhouse corner for both corners of the roof. And then we'll go back and use our slanted greenhouse roofs. And we're going to place 4 of those. And that will basically make the roof that we want. Yeah. All right, and then to get rid of this wall, we're actually going to need to change both of the roofs that are attached to the wall to slanted. And then we're going to go ahead and delete that wall, and then you can replace them again so that they are flat. Yeah, perfect. So I know it's kind of weird, but it works out. Okay, and now I'm going to get my roofs placed for our flooring. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put 3 of the flat greenhouse roofs on each side of the wall. So we should have 6, and then we're going to put 6 on the other side as well. Okay, and then we're going to do 4 after that row of 6, and then we're going to place, maybe, there we go. We're going to place a row of 2 at the very top of the base. So it kind of will look like a pyramid. And then we're actually going to need to come and delete our walls. So we're going to change those 2 flat roofs to slanted roofs again. And now we can delete the walls, and then we're going to replace them, and we're going to change them back to the standard greenhouse roofs. And then we're going to place another row of 6. Do that now real quick. And then after that, instead of doing 6, you're going to do 2 on the left side. And then we're going to do 2 on the right side, if it will let us. There we go. Okay, and then that will leave an opening for our stairs. Okay, and then that wraps up how we go about making the roof and the floor for our floating base that's on the backs of our 2 dinos. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add 2 more foundations behind our first one, and then we're going to add 1 more, so it kind of looks like a backwards L. And this is so that we can go ahead and get our stairs placed. So I'm just going to use the Vault Tech stairs, and I'll get those lined up. And then, yeah, that lines up pretty closely with our flooring. So I think that will be good. And then after you get your stairs done, you can actually go ahead and erase the 3 foundations that we first put down. And yeah, that is the blueprint for the base for the most part. So not too bad. So I think I will go ahead and add some electricity now. And I don't really want to have any wires. Okay, just put this solar generator down. I don't want to have wires actually going through the base. So I'm going to just kind of line them up underneath. And I think the best way to go about it is I'm going to put a line that goes straight down the middle, and then I'm going to have a couple of offshoots. And that should allow me to get electricity to the whole area. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the rest of those down now. Okay, so I got that finished up. So maybe this will make more sense now, but I basically just took the wire straight through the middle, and then I went ahead and created a couple offshoots from that middle wire, and then that will go ahead and power the whole base. And yeah, there we have it. So now all that's left to do is decorate. So I'm going to go ahead and get my decorations going, and I will bring you back when they are good to go. Okay, so I finished up with the decorations, and as you can see, there's a lot of greenery. So on the outside, I'll just take you around really quick. I mainly just did a lot of conifers and ferns, which you can actually get in the Atomic shop. I think they're new, and they don't cost that many atoms, so if you haven't grabbed them yet, they are perfect for this type of Jurassic-themed base. Yeah, so I think that looks pretty good. And then I'll go ahead and take you up top real quick. So we go up the stairs, and then we have, I kind of tried to divide it into 2 sections. So on the T-Rex side, I have it representing death. And then on the Bronto side, I have it representing life. So on the T-Rex side, I have my little display case with some skulls and stuff, and then I have my sheep squatch rug, and then some mounted heads, and our little plushies and Mothman throne, and then of course a lot of greenery to stay with the theme, and then the Mothman nest. And then if we work our way over to the Bronto side, I have our display nest, and then I have our butterflies and apothecary, and then a place to rest. And then in the middle here, I just kind of have a little area to put any decorations, and then I created a little sitting area so we can sit and enjoy our base over here. And then I did go ahead and put in a crafting area, which you can do or choose not to, because there are a lot of free places you can fast travel now to get crafting done. But I went ahead and put my stash box and scrap box here. And then if we go in here, I just went ahead and made this little crafting area that's kind of off to the side and hidden with all of our normal workbenches. So yeah, and then I just kind of did some pretty basic lighting. And I did put some asteroids on the roof, which is kind of sad, but it does go with the theme. So if you want your asteroids to be floating, all you have to do is go ahead and take the greenhouse roof and replace it to a slanted roof, and then you will craft your asteroid on top of it, and then you will change it back to a standard roof, and then that will allow you to have this kind of floating effect. So yeah, that kind of wraps up the decorations and our Jurassic themed base. Well, thanks for joining me on this base build adventure. I hope you found this build helpful and maybe got some ideas for your own camp. If you did, go ahead and leave a like and a subscribe, and leave a comment down below with your own creations. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the wasteland.